Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Lycan Studios. So I know I haven't uploaded in a couple days, but you guys have still been watching all of my old videos and stuff, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate it. You guys have absolutely been destroying like the like goals and stuff that I've been putting on my videos, so for this one, we're going to shoot for 200, but I feel like it's going to get more just because of what we're going to be talking about. That's right, I'm bringing back another set of videos talking about an episode-by-episode breakdown of Season 8 of Game of Thrones. So I was actually just reading through some theories and stuff on Reddit and came across this post by Gold Goa Bowman. It's starting to get a lot of comments, and a lot of people are saying like it could definitely happen this way, but the biggest thing is that they cannot find any flaw with his story writing. He's tying everything together so nicely. I've only read through episode 1, so I kind of want to make this like a surprise to myself too, so it's going to almost be like a reacting video. So anyways, real quick, before we jump into the script, I just want to give today's shout out of the video. Today we have Eric Womack. Thank you so much, man, for commenting and liking on all the videos. You've been doing it for a long time, and I just wanted to tell you that I really appreciate it. So make sure to smash that thumbs up button, comment on the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, and you could possibly end up in the shout out for tomorrow's video. Our Twitter is also in the description below. Be sure to follow it if you want a heads up on what videos we're going to be uploading, and also a chance to enter some giveaways that will be coming up soon. But anyways, without further ado, let's talk about episode 1. So Tormund and Beric will be at the wall, watching in terror as the army of the dead marches through the destroyed section of the wall. They will run further down the wall and make their way to the next castle along the wall. From there, they will send ravens to inform everyone of what has happened. Word reaches Winterfell, the Citadel, White Harbor, that's where Jon and Dany are based, and to King's Landing. The undead army will march south along the east coast with Viserion looming overhead. In Winterfell, Sansa will send word to the other northern houses to prepare their defenses, burn their dead, and equip dragonglass weapons and possibly armor, and to call the banners to head to Winterfell for a final fight or defense. Arya and Gendry will have a nice little reunion filled with plenty of flirting, and Gendry will get to work on forging dragonglass weapons and possibly armor. In particular, a dragonglass warhammer. Jon and Dany's crew receive word about the undead army in White Harbor. They are both dedicated to rallying their troops and preparing for the big fight, but also are trying to contain their growing feelings for one another. Rhaegal seems to take a liking to Jon and is getting more friendly with him. Cersei receives the raven and asks Qyburn if he has made the appropriate preparations. Qyburn indicates that everything will be ready in time. Then some time passes. The Night King's army arrives at the last hearth, and the town is overran and the city is razed. The dead are reanimated and join the horde. Meanwhile, in Volantis, Melisandre is rallying other Red Witches, Warlocks, and followers of the Lord of Light. She informs them that the great battle is upon them, and they must make their way to the coast immediately. Rhaegal is starting to get real cozy with Jon, and Jon is learning how to ride him now. Jon indicates that they must make their way to Winterfell soon. Unfortunately, Drogon and Rhaegal cannot risk performing unguarded air attacks on the undead army at this time, because of the Night King's javelin skills and the potential for losing another dragon. Cersei's betrayal is very obvious now. No troops have been supplied. Theon and a small crew are still sailing east after Euron. Jaime arrives in Riverrun and convinces the Lannister and Tully forces to march north with him. Meanwhile, in White Harbor, Dany reveals to Tyrion that she is in love with Jon Snow and is pregnant with his child. Tyrion tries to look happy for her, but also looks heartbroken. They both watch Jon learning how to fly on Rhaegal. Tyrion meets with Varys and tells him that Jon and Dany are both love-struck and are not listening to his counsel. Varys insists that Tyrion needs to regain control over Dany. Tyrion says that the best option now is to try one more time for an alliance with Cersei, but Dany won't listen to him because he is a Lannister and Cersei's brother. Later, Varys goes to see Jon and Dany. He tells them that one last attempt of an alliance with Cersei directly might work. Because with Viserion now fighting for the Night King, they will need every bit of resources that they can get. They both explain how they have been sending ravens requesting a truce, but Cersei has not replied to any of them. Varys suggests sending a messenger and offers to go himself if necessary. Jon then insists that he should be the one to go alone and do this. He says that it will be good experience and practice at flying Rhaegal, and he should be able to make good time that way. He also mentions that negotiations like this are best done in person anyway. He will tell Dany and Varys to start making their way to Winterfell and that he will meet them there. Jon flies south on Rhaegal to meet with Cersei. This will be the foreshadowed scenes of a dragon shadow over the rooftop of King's Landing. Cersei will seem open and receptive at first. Likely mentions a comment about how she has heard that Dany is pregnant and that she understands the importance of new life more than ever as she is pregnant as well. Cersei thanks Jon for meeting her and also thanks him for making things so easy for her. Jon will be killed, possibly by the Mountain or just Lannister soldiers / archers, and Rhaegal will either be killed or very nearly killed. There is foreshadowing for this when Tyrion noted how easily Jon handed over his weapons to Dany's army. He also mentioned multiple times that if he was Jon's hand, then he would have advised against it. Also, when Jon said, "I'll go and speak with her," in reference to Cersei, Tyrion told him, "She'll definitely kill you." Jon keeps the Stark blood tradition of traveling south to King's Landing and being killed. Tyrion, a lion, has had his heart pierced by Dany loving Jon instead of him. As such, this was the second forging of a dragon child sword Lightbringer and is why Rhaegal will die or be broken. It will also be Dany's treason for love. And that ends episode number 1. I'm not gonna lie, when I was reading through it the first time, I hadn't even got to the part to where Jon actually was killed. Like, I was reading through it with the commentary and like I completely stopped. I actually had to re-record that part, but yeah, that's absolutely insane. I'm honestly not gonna lie, like everything sounds really good so far. Mentioning Melisandre and kind of showing her and what's going on I think is going to be huge, because I feel like she's definitely going to come back and play a very vital part. Now, I'm sure most of you guys are already like foreshadowing possibly Jon gets resurrected again. Maybe he doesn't. So we'll actually just have to wait and see what happens in episode 2 tomorrow. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video, definitely hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment saying, "I'm liking this." That way I know that you actually watched the whole thing. And as a reward for doing so, we're actually going to bring some bonus news that was dropped a couple days ago. So this is actually an article from Watchers on the Wall that I read a couple days ago, but just haven't had a chance to make a video about. We've actually gotten pictures of the aftermath of a battle and a new Game of Thrones set. So I'm going to definitely link the article below if you want to check out all the pictures, but of course they'll be on the screen, but I'm just going to basically read straight from the article. So it starts off by saying, in the last few months of Game of Thrones news, much attention has been paid to the Winterfell set in Moneyglass, and to the new Paint Hall set where big things are brewing. Now you guys know that's talking about the Winterfell set in Moneyglass, Northern Ireland, and the Paint Hall set talking about Lycan Studios, which is where we're thinking the battle for King's Landing is going to go down. But anyways, then it says, in Moneyglass, vegetation isn't the only thing that stands out against the snow anymore. Godlike locations shows that there is something new. Corpses litter the fields of Winterfell. It's difficult to tell in any detail, but this panorama looks similar to the aftermath of Stannis' and Jon Snow's battle against the Boltons in Winterfell in seasons 5 and 6. As well as what appear to be corpses of soldiers, there are larger bodies, probably poor dead horses. Thankfully, they are all props, as we have seen many times before. Winterfell filming began in late November, but of course it wasn't all for this action sequence. However, the third battle for the Stark stronghold, which will likely take place in the mid-season, has been in uninterrupted production since at least late January. A month and one great revelation later, it's still not showing any signs of slowing down. Going by the filming schedules of previous battles, it wouldn't be surprising if this battle shoot extended into March, at which point the next big thing will take its place. Which of course they're talking about the battle for King's Landing at the Paint Hall set. So here we have where Castle Black stands and the battles of Blackwater and Hardhome were shot. A gigantic green screen has been erected. This green screen set may rival most expensive Hollywood productions. I don't know if it is a world record, but it's certainly a record for the show and maybe for the country. Now, all that there's left for us to wonder is, what is Game of Thrones planning to do with this massive new playground? Most recently, or similar, though smaller, green screen sets were used for the Magnificent Seven's fight against the White Polar Bear and the White Walker's approach to the wall. So this one was probably going to be used for action sequence elements that were deemed to be unfilmable in a real set. So yeah, as you can tell, they erected a huge green screen. Like, that is massive. But yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up the video. That was absolutely insane. We basically talked about episode 1, the aftermath of the Winterfell battle, which we all kind of think it's going to end up in flames. And last but not least, we have the new location. So definitely leave me a comment with what you think that new location could be. Also, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. I know I've said it a couple times, but I know some of you guys forget. And anyways, thanks for watching. We're going to sign out with an interview that I found the other day. But this has been Lycan Studios. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
It's kind of, this thing always had a beginning and a middle and an end. And if we were going to, as my dad used to say, Jesus, it's a bit dragged out, isn't it? So we don't want to drag it out. We want to get out. We want to do like the Beatles or the Jam and get out at the top of it and get out before everyone hates us. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know all the scripts. I've read them all. I know what happens in the end.
And do you think it's going to be a conclusion that fans will be happy with?
George or Martin, the writer of the original books, described the end as bittersweet. And it is.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Thanks very much.
I think I'm going to give you a scoop. No, I'll get shot.